You are listening to Telegraph TV Radio.
Tom Bray, I did live show, I did radio. I'll call you after my show. All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elevator TV Radio. My name is Daffy. It's your winner. You love to come in the Elevator One Sports. This is the last episode of the week, and I really hope that we would have as much fun as we've been having all week. Messages queued up here already. For those of you who are waiting for the TGIF show, Sars was not feeling fine, so seriously under the weather. That is the reason why she couldn't come in for our show. So we had to give you all this beautiful, beautiful music for everybody to enjoy. And the transfer, the wheel is really jacking into motion now. Every club, they are either nearing, finalizing the deals, or they are now in the table. It's no longer rumors that Liverpool wanted to sign Darwin Nunez because they've signed him and offered him a jersey number. They've signed the contract for 6 years, 85 million pounds have been taken care of. That's 100 million euros, so that one is done. Liverpool are in the market again for Calvin Ramsey's move. Liverpool move is remarkable success story. Scottish stars aren't supposed to leave for the elite club, but I mean, Kieran Tierney came to Arsenal. Now you have a small boy coming to Liverpool. It tells you that they are doing something right in the Scottish league. But then somebody said that Kevin Bassey cannot leave Rangers and come, but somebody can come from Aberdeen and come play for Liverpool. It's strange how when people want to sell their own player, when people put up their own thing, it's only in Nigeria where you talk about a Nigerian player. Some people will tell you that they've given you money, but look at the way English media project their own. If we do that here in Nigeria, say you don't collect money, they hype, But when the rest of the world do it, it is good journalism. Wow. See the way the caveat like say Calvin Ramsey's Liverpool move is a remarkable success story. Scottish stars aren't supposed to leave for the elite, but your club must think he can become Trent Alexander-Arnold's deputy. That's what I was done. But then we've seen Welsh player go from Wales to a big club in England. We saw Gareth Bale move all the way to Spurs before going to Madrid. We saw Ramsey. I don't know what these guys are saying anyway, but hey, people just want to write what they want to write. Lioness begin Euro 2020 build-up with Belgium rout. The beating of Belgium was the beginning of their journey. Arsenal could send left-back Nottingham out on loan as Liverpool target Gavi is set to sign a new deal at Barcelona. I told you guys from the beginning that deal will never work. I mean, if I understand Barcelona very well and how they guard their young players, their young talent, there was no possibility, no chance in hell or in heaven for that to work. Lord Mayor, greetings, my lovely boss. Okay, so we used to have a guy called Mayor when I was in Warri, Oakwood Street. We used to call him Lord Mayor. Now, the reason why we call him Lord Mayor, there's a guy on Hotel de Jordan. I don't know if you guys know the program called Hotel de Jordan. It's a guy that they used to call Lord Mayor. That's why we call him Lord Mayor. So saying your name now just give me that old school vibe, back in the day vibe. But good to have you. Good morning to my bros for coming in, coming through. First comment on the show across all platforms. Okay, I've got some comments on WhatsApp that I've not read, but I will as we go on the show. It's Friday, so everything goes. Everything goes. Ask any question you want to ask. Say whatever you want to say. Just don't insult anybody. Just don't pull anybody down. We can be civil and still be everywhere. Well, guys, have you seen the podcast? Have you guys seen the podcast? Not like I want to sing my praise, but I think we did a great job with what we put out eventually. So it's something that gives me a sense of fulfillment, a sense of joy, a sense of happiness that, okay, yeah, we put this through. So I've gotten one review. There's plenty of comment on the comment section of the podcast. If you've not seen it, you go and see it. So you can, speak for yourself. You can, have your own opinion and say, oh, yeah, come on, go and see that. You're just overhyping. But I think we did a great job because when you watch that podcast, sir, I was on the podcast. It's not like it was they just brought it to me. I was on the podcast, but I've watched that thing like 10 times since, and it's 1 hour 15 minutes. I'll tell you how long, but I spent time to watch it. Now, the funny thing is, I watch it, it's always sounding like it is new thing for me, like I didn't see it from the beginning. So that's how good sometimes some things can be. So it's down to how we see it, because it's down to perspective. But there was always something to learn, something new to learn, something exciting to pick up, something beautiful to gain from listening it, information. If you want to know stories from, you want to get stories from the Super Eagles back in the day. These are moments that really got me excited. Okay, so if you go back and watch that, I think it's something that you would love. You would be happy about it and be excited. Congratulations to Simon Bonu for finally getting his American citizenship. He's an American. I'm happy with him. And people are like, okay, you don't like it, but yes, I'm happy for other people. If it's what people like, I'm happy about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But people will always have opinion. And I don't have a problem with people having opinion, but I just think it is worth saying congratulations to some of them. So I want to read this review that someone wrote about the podcast. Okay, Kingsley Daly, not someone. Let me be clear about it. Kingsley Daly started. He said, "Dear you, in Command Day Secondary School or those days, whenever I wore this designer tracksuit of ISFC and a fanciful boot bought for me by my well-traveled father, I always have 3 people in mind: Finidi George, Sondo Lise, and his sister, who was my senior in school those days. I used to tell my secondary school friends that I got the kit from ISFC, and I imagined many stories along the line, like the possibility of actually having these kits as gift from Sunday Lisa. Okay, stories we are a product of, interesting stories that needs to be told. When told, lives are most times better for it, and the truth is, these stories are not islands. Okay, they connect. Edafe, Olise, and Babayaro decided to package a beautiful story all in the name of the podcast. But this story is a school, a show, a motivation, and even a tool depending on who interacts with it. Okay, that's for me a very, very nice one. And I feel very excited that somebody will watch the work that we put out and then take his time to do what it did. He said, if you are Idafe, this is one of the many works you will look back to and smile when you remember that it was a tragic sack letter that pushed you into this great dream full time. Okay, I don't care who you are, but unless you are prepared, a sack letter from a job like Brilla FM would test your faith and faith. But it's all making great sense now. This dream attracted the sack letter. It's a beautiful dream to fulfill. Okay, and then it went further down to say, if you're Babayaro, that's the man of Babayaro now, you are more than grateful to be involved in the making of history, and more importantly, to be the connector and interpreter of history and heritage as it concerns with our footballing culture and milestone. If you are Olise, you just found your way back into the hearts of millions of Nigerian fans who once called you a hero, but so replaced the honor with words like controversial. Okay, all because of ignorance and misrepresentation of facts and reality. And this is why I love media. Without media, life will never experience true knowledge. We will never know, and therefore we will be ignorant and perish. Okay, no wonder a Bible verse says God's people perish for lack of knowledge. Okay, just saw what I believe is the first installment of the podcast series titled Special Delivery. And the second thing I do after that is place my order for the Sunday listeners Audacity to Refuse book. The first thing I did was to make this review. Okay, the 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 51 seconds long podcast is a feel-good expo of things unknown, things confirmed, things to rightly note, and things to forever remain as historical quotables, as far as correcting the many believable fabricated tales most of us grew up about the national football team. For example, we knew Terrible West applied discipline to become a world-class defender that featured in great European League games that saw him play for both Inter Milan and AC Milan clubs. Okay, even winning a Europa Cup. This podcast confirmed how he would rather jog a distance between their camping rooms to their training ground rather than enter the team's box up for a ride. Or while players were resting in their rooms, Terrible was running the steps of the hotel in extra bit of fitness exercise. Permit me to not be a spoiler if you haven't seen the podcast, but I can tell you Rashidi Yekini versus Victor Osimhen was constructively discussed by chat extension conversations. Conversations also did justice to the supple Wilfred Ndidi versus Mikel Obi versus N'Golo Kante matter. And Olise gives an exclusive revelation about the importance of that his World Cup goal against Spain. Wow. I still haven't done enough justice in enlisting all the subjects that this amazing podcast touch, and that is how you know that the team behind this great work have done something they should be proud of. Our media lacks this kind of content, but our football needs it, and Nigeria should learn the culture of matching media project like this to our footballing and sporting project. Without this type of media should we become unlearning, unknowing, and we perish in ignorance. See link in comment and come tell me I barely did justice with this preview. Congrats, Matthew Idafi, your special delivery spotter, a daily hashtag for the culture. P.S. This podcast is a well-delivered free kick. Thank you very much, Adiali Kingsley. I just thought I should read that one out for you guys to see. But so like getting on the show and talk about a whole lot of things that you guys want to talk about. If you're on Instagram, send in your comments, your question, your observation, your notes, whatever. Let's delve into it. If you're on the Facebook live stream, let's do the same. If you are on YouTube, why not? Let's do the same as well. It's all of us on the show. It's not just me. And we all need to be active to make it exciting. So, my God, this consistency of this man is always exciting. Richard Utueje, he said, good morning, Lagote fans. I am happy Gavi is about to sign a new contract. The club is fighting its battles for now, and they will overcome in time to come. Okay, Mingo Bros, I greet you specially too. Steve Oko, he said, morning, Lagote, good morning to you. Amobi Ezeaku, he said, hello, good morning, hope you're good. I'm very, very good, never been better. Thank you very much for checking in on me. Okay, so whatever you want to discuss, let's get it going. Yeah, I've got my guys on YouTube. Lord Mayor, say thanks. DJ Allow for my, you're becoming very, very consistent. Good to have you. But let me go back to Instagram. Saviki Victor Malo, you said, good morning, Elegote. Please, any update on Chelsea transfer? No updates yet. They're still working to let Lukaku go to Inter Milan, and then maybe they'll come back. And talking about Ibrahimovic 10, he said, good morning, boss. Your take on Fabio Vieira, that Arsenal want to sign, is a good player. He's a creative midfielder. He will add the verb to the team. What I like about him is the fact that he creates goals for his teammates. So he's a good player. Lanky is small, but you can compare him to either Santi Cazorla, Sami Nasri, or probably Rosicky without the shots. Okay, that's what he is, but he does know how to create. He does know how to open the defense. But this is the Premier League. They have done it well in Portugal, but then a lot of players come from Portugal and become better in England. Cristiano Ronaldo, Carvalho, what's this guy that came in? Ruben Diaz came in at one season, was already player of the season in England. So bringing in a Portuguese player will not be a bad idea. I don't know if Portuguese players have really played for Arsenal before, so it's a good time to have one. Okay, Noble Man Flyer, I say, what's your take about my darling club, my darling United, not busy in the market, and with Pogba rant after leaving the theater of dream. God bless Oshari. I don't know if you're right, but that's not the spelling of Oshari. Okay, but what it is, Man United will sign players. That one, there's no question about it. Man United will sign players. I think Frankie de Jong will come in. A few other players also will come in eventually. The transfer window is just opening. You still have till the end of August for anything to happen. So guys, chill down, chill. If you're a Man United fan, they will come. I don't know who they will sign, but they will sign. Definitely they will sign. When you bring in a new coach like this, I think what they're trying to do is they want to be sure of how many players are leaving first before they start signing players. Because you also have to understand that you don't need an extra bogus squad just to pay people salary that are not playing. So you want to be sure of the players that are leaving. A new coach have come in and have read the riot act, took some players that I don't want to see you. But then preseason have to start. He needs to see them. If it was like a continuum, like the way you have with other club where the coach was there last season and he knows the players that he's got, everything that this coach is dealing with at Manchester United is on paper, what he's told, what he's read. He needs to also have like his first feel. That means that he will give some of these players a first. Some players that have left, like Pogba, would need to be replaced immediately. Cavani will need to be replaced immediately. But he still needs to have a fresh first-hand view of the players and decide, okay, I don't think that this player would be with me, that would be, I want them gone, and then I want them replaced. So just give yourself some time. Take it the project, the rebuild starts again. And like it's like the Super League, the rebuild starts afresh again. So you guys have got to be patient. I am Sir EJ. He said, nice to know the World Cup will be coming to the US and in 2 cities. No, it's actually 3 cities. I reside. Okay, 2 cities you reside at least. I will be able to see a World Cup live in my life. Wow, that's nice. Start saving for your ticket now. You obviously would. If I may ask, what city do you live in? I think I would be in that World Cup anyway. I hope that Nigeria qualifies to make it sweet, and hopefully we are camped in Atlanta. And you know why I'm saying that? Because Atlanta was where we won the Olympic gold. So it will make some very, very beautiful sense in that regard. Lord may I say, boss, since Arsenal like doing secret business, are you sure they will sign these popular league players? I think they will sign Gabriel. I think Gabriel Jesus wants to come to Arsenal. Seattle, okay, that's near Washington DC and San Francisco. Okay, that's good. That's good. Sleepless in Seattle. That's good. San Francisco Bridge, Alcatraz. Okay, that's very, very good. I think they would sign, but not all. Okay, I did not address Pogba's rant. I don't think it needs addressing, to be very precise, because I think the person didn't ask me to address it. What he was saying is just with Pogba's rant, and I don't think it needs addressing. Pogba said what he wants to say. He's no longer a Man United player. There's not going to be backlash. There's not going to be anything. I think Pogba wasn't happy playing for Manchester United. He came back with the hope that, I'm going to come in, settle in, and achieve something. Pogba's head turned from the moment Alexis Sanchez was signed. Okay, his head turned. Felt like, so we got to second, we won the Europa, and the thank you we get is for this guy who plays for Arsenal to come here and be earning 500k a week. It doesn't make sense. That happens, especially when you have big players in a team. So like the Arsenal team now, you can bring in anybody and give them 300,000. Nobody's going to complain because it's a young players who came in through the rank. But when you have big name players, influential players in your team, this guy sees himself like, I've won the World Cup. What's this guy won that you're bringing in just immediately after we won the Europa? You're giving him £500,000 a week, and then you let Eric Mkhitaryan go. Okay, and he comes in and he's not even playing at all. Those are the things that that cost Manchester United problem. So obviously, sometimes you carry grudge for a very long time, and then you look for the time to vent it out. And that's exactly what he's doing. I don't have a problem. Steve Oko said, what do you think about Fabio Vieira? He's a good player. I've gone back to watch his clip. I've spoken to 3 of my friends in who are media people, and they've given me update on him. He's a good player. I don't want to be tempted to use the word very good because I'm an Arsenal fan. So because he's an Arsenal fan, that's why I say that. But like Darwin Núñez, like what's it called, Ruben Dias, these players coming from Portugal are pretty much doing very well. But then again, I always say when you transfer a player from a league to another league, Nicolas Pepe was good in France, but we saw what he turned out. He went from Alligator in France to Wogeko in Arsenal. Well, for me, he was never a good player anyway. But of all the people that I've asked, everybody seems to have a very, very positive comment about him. The thing is, there's no pressure on him to score goals, but to create. If you look at the Arsenal team too, creating of goals is still a problem. I know that the guys who stick it in last season, like I said, was shit. Okay, but the guys who stick it in need somebody to create. And towards the end of the season, people like Emile Smith, Odegaard, Bukayo Saka became tired. It was very, very obvious. So you need these people to be able to retain. I think what Pep Guardiola is doing is, Arsene Wenger created a low-budget Barcelona, right? Of Pep Guardiola and Enrique, right? Now, Mikel Arteta is also trying to create a low-budget Man City. He wants to have a midfield that looks like the one that they have at City, where you have Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, all of these players, and also wide players who can evolve the way Zinchenko, the other guy, Joao Cancelo, and the rest of them can evolve and weave into the team easily. And then forward players who can also interchange position very well. If you look at the players that he's signing, you could tell that he's recreating Man City. We may not have the star power like that, but he's recreating Man City from a low budget point of view, which I wouldn't say it's bad, but they should aim to make it to the Champions League this new season, because this season is death trap for the players. Like, this is going to be like the most difficult season to predict. Take, for instance, the fixtures in November. If anybody's seen the fixtures, you know that in October, November you play only 2 games, December you play only 2 games, but then you are off to the World Cup. Some of those teams who don't have any player going to the World Cup are going to benefit from this year's World Cup, because the players will be rested, well rested, calm, and rest. But your player goes to the World Cup, come back, play 2 games on Boxing Day. The World Cup ends. So the World Cup ends, and I'm not saying everybody's going to be in the finals anyway, but the World Cup ends on the 21st or so. I don't know what. I'll check again. And then on the 26th, on Boxing Day, you're coming from Qatar to cold Europe to come play matches. I don't know if players will be like really, really tuned to it, but that's what the fixtures have done. I think other leagues will be on break, so it works well for some other leagues, but the English league, it's going to be crazy. They play those 2 games, and then they will come back again somewhere in January and play their game. So let's see how it goes. But it's going to be very, very difficult to predict this time around. Where did I stop? What do you think of? Okay. Official Sylvester Sly say, I am calm. I don't know what to expect from my Chelsea next season. You have new owners. They're trying to let go some players. Some players are already leaving, like Aspilicueta, Marcos Alonso. Lukaku is like really hell-bent on leaving. The new owners have not even come in. This is why I'm worried for Chelsea a bit. Now that there's a new owner, I thought that the new owners will come in and say, okay, let's have a meeting with these guys. I don't think they really understand football. Okay, they come in and sit down with these guys and say, guys, listen, whatever has happened under the Roman reign, this is our time now. Let's try to mend fences and let's pursue this agenda. Maybe we want to win the league, we want to win the Champions League. If you're not happy, let's fix it, coach. Let's find a way to harmonize relationship. But we've not seen that. So I'm worried for Chelsea a bit. But Chelsea is still a big club. They still have players in the squad. It's just that the Roman Abramovich era now ended with a lot of the kind of players that were at Chelsea. If you followed Chelsea before Roman, you will remember people like Zola, Dennis Wise, Sinclair, Frank Sinclair. Is it Frank or Trevor Sinclair? Now, one of those two anyway. One of the Sinclairs. All those short players. Look at the current Chelsea squad. Short players again. It's like it ended the way it started. I just hope that these new owners will come in and then really put in good players. And remember, then too, they had a player called Jimmy Floyd Hasselback, right? Who you could not relate to the current Lukaku. So you see the whole, I don't know, but it does look alike. It's like history is repeating itself, or man is repeating history the way it is. But we'll see how it goes on the long run at the end of the day. But I don't think that I want to sit here and write off Chelsea. I can easily write off Manchester United, but I don't think I can write off Chelsea, even though it's going to be a tough season for Chelsea fans. And, coming to the realization that they just might not be winning anything is bad. The only official statement that I've heard from the new owners is talking about Newcastle being a competition. Now, that's silly as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you just bought a club. You should talk about what you will do for the club, how you will take the club to the next level, what the plans are, what the project really is. You're busy talking about Arab money in Newcastle. That's not what they sent you to do. But Americans, they like to talk. They like to hear themselves. Roman Abramovich spent 19 years, or 20 years, let's say 20 years, with Chelsea, we never know the sound of his voice. Nobody had an interview of him. These guys have not even stepped in. They've not even gone to the Chelsea dressing room. They're already talking to us about other people that we don't know. So let's go to conversation in YouTube. You said, Lord Mayor says, okay, Ufuma, Digital Ufuma said, well done, Olego, thank you very much, boss. Lord Mayor says, boss, since Arsenal like this, okay, I think I've read that one before. Would they sign the popular players that are linked? How many popular players are linked to them? I don't think Skamaka will come. I don't think so. Because it does look to me like Skamaka wants to stay in Italy because I spoke to my friend yesterday, Daniele Canepa, and he was telling me that there are moves for him to stay in Italy, but the thing is there's no club ready to take him from Sassuolo yet. The transfer window is still just new, so let's just hold our horses and say I go. But if at the end of the day there's nobody and Arsenal have not filled their quota for attacking player, they might go for Skamaka. But other than that, I think Gabriel Jesus will come. I think so. Gabriel Jesus will come. The deal is almost a done deal. They wanted to finish this Fabio Vieira deal. Now somebody is Vitina is also in the conversation. But I think that, once they're done with this Vieira, by Monday it should be done. The next focus will be Gabriel Jesus. I think Gabriel Jesus will come because of the Edu factor. Okay, so one of the master stroke move that Arsenal board made was bringing Edu in. It's a very, very good one because we've never had anybody helping us to cover the South American angle of football. So it does make sense for me that we have that one, but I think we should have another person again that is really a master of the European end. Because if you look now, we're going to Portugal. Brazil speaks Portuguese the same way Portugal is. So it's still like Portugal is the Brazil of Europe. So that seems like the axis where we'll be doing our business for now. But we need somebody else again that would cover us within the France, Italy, Germany, and not really keen on German players anyway, and Spain, so that we have a balance on that front, as well as some of the lesser leagues like the Dutch league, the other leagues, Serbia, where you get some very, very every once in a while you get a very crack player that comes in and change things for you. Beyond the Suit says the podcast was so beautifully put together. Indeed, it was a special delivery. I enjoyed every moment, lots of valuable lessons to learn from it. It was honest and bare. Mr. Sunday is a class act. I tell you can say that again. Like Sunday said, but it took us a whole lot to get him, but eventually it was worth all the battle. It was worth all the fight, and it was a guy. Man, I was just blushing because it was my ideas. I still think that I know Sonelise is the all-time greatest Nigerian footballer from forever till now. I'm not seeing anybody who's on his level. And then beyond this, who said, at Mr. Idafi, your brand of journalism is non-toxic and it is a breath of fresh air. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much for that. I've been trying to explain that to a lot of people. That's what I'm trying to explain. That I'm not that guy that would want to tear everybody down. But people don't understand. When you say that, he don't collect money, he don't collect. Meanwhile, I'm the one that is even paying people. That's the part that is sad for me. I'm the one that is paying people. I'm the one that is going out there borrowing money, taking loan, collecting money to pay people. But they say, you don't pay. Because Nigerians want you to always be negative. You need to be toxic. You need to create dirty environment. How long would we do that? I worked in that environment for many years and I was tired. I was tired of it. Hot shot. I was tired of it. I always ask myself, must we always call people and say this one is talking bad of you? Must we always do that? Can we just tell good stories, beautiful stories like we see in the US and in Europe? Can we just sit down and just have a simple conversation? You tell your truth. I tell you from the angle that I see. If I need to apologize for my perception of you, I apologize and we all move on so that we will build friendship that is beyond us, that will go to our children. But hey, it's the world we live in. God will help us. But thank you very much for that observation. It really means a whole lot to me. Thank you very much. Additional for I say, I greet you specially. I greet you too. Timothy Dembo, he said there are rumors that Victor Umboama is leaving Eimba. I'm surprised because the season is ending soon and is in contention to win the league top goal scorer. Would you advise he waits till the end of the season? So the problem with waiting to the end of the season is the transfer window. If he waits and the transfer window closes before the season ends, it means it can't move again until January. And the World Cup is coming and all that. And then you think about the economic factor. So if the opening is there and the deal is concrete, I think it should go. But hey, that's why it's got a management team and all that. But I think it should go. Victor Obama has done his best within the league from Remo Stars up until now. He's done his best. If you have the opportunity, it's not growing any younger again. He should go and make some money that will give him the solidity to continue after football. I think it's a good one. I know you're an Neymar fan and you don't like it, but I think it should go. And then Timothy Demo said he said also Pitso Mesmena has left Al Ahly. Qatar could be his next destination. Do you think Pitso should leave that African scene? Do you think Pitso should leave that African scene or he should stay? And if so, what team would you advise? So African national teams are not patient. And an African national team don't treat African coaches with the respect that they give to the foreign coaches. So if Pitso decides to pick any African team, he's not going to go back to South Africa again. He's done his best there. Al Ahly is like the biggest club in Africa. So it's hard now to coach Real Madrid and go and be coaching Everton or go and be coaching this one. You will not really feel happy. So I think if he's going to go to Qatar, one, Pitso doesn't have any point to prove to anybody anymore. He's done his best. He set his mark. He's done well. Okay, it's like Hassan Shiata, right? He just needs to move to a place now where, and then he also made loads and loads of money with Al Ahly. His contract at Al Ahly was very fantastic. At this point, there are two things that's going to stand. He's not going to step down his pay. He's going to demand the same kind of pay. There's hardly any club or national team in Africa that can give him that kind of money. So Qatar is a good place to go to. Again, I like African coaches stepping out of the continent. So if he can go there, it's a good one. I'm happy for him. He doesn't have any point to prove. There is nothing missing on the African continent that he's looking for. So he should go. Lord Mayor say, boss, I feel say Osimhen transfer go reach till the end of the transfer window. That is if he will be transferred. I don't know. I've not spoken to him. We had a chat yesterday, but one of the things that I do is when I initiate conversation with these players, I don't go poking see, these guys, one of the things you don't do to footballers is play on their intelligence, make them feel like they don't get sense, right? So I don't go poking, try to want to force information out of him. I like them volunteering information in the course of our conversation easily. So he saw the podcast and he reached out to me like, bros, you guys talked about me. I like it. I like what Sonali said. What do you think I should do? Should I reach out to him and tell him thank you? Would that be nice? And I said, yes, it would be nice. Because, I said, I don't even think you should reach out to him, even if you have his number. What you should do is just put it out on your social media platform because everybody think you're a bad boy. Everybody think you're rude. You don't have respect. If you show appreciation like that on social media, people will know, oh, okay, this is fine. It's not okay to think about it. And he will talk to his team and see if it is the right thing to do because now everything has to go through his team. Since they say he is talking too much on social media, I said, okay, that's fine. Have a good time. I could have popped in and said, oh, are you going to believe Napoli? I've made a decision that that's not how I want to do my thing, right? That's not the kind of media practitioner that I want to be. Look at my fine wife. Ooh, shy. This is a Daffy looking beautiful. Ooh, child. She's come to distract me now. Right? So I don't know if it's going to move. I'm going to have ask Daniele or my friend Luciano, who's in Italy, or I've got a few friends. Okay, Sky Italia, one of my female contact that I made friends with at the World Cup in 2014. Sky Italia. I would Viviana is her name. I'll ask her and see if that's going to happen. What's going down in the house, inside the house, because that's the most important part you need to look at. But let's see. Even if it stays to the end, the problem with that is that you no longer now have the chance to do preseason, and it becomes a problem. But I pray that if he wants to move, he should move early so that he acclimatizes with him. But a player like Victor Osimhen, the good thing with players like Victor Osimhen is that the transfer will be a very big one. No club will be able to sign him and say, because you don't do preseason, go and sit on the bench. No, that's never going to happen. So it would have a fair chance. But what preseason does for you is it gives you the time to integrate and settle in, know your teammate, they know you, they understand you, and you guys will roll pretty well. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see. That means I said Terry and the coach supposed to have communication with the owners, but the silent. We're still waiting. Lord Mayor, he said, boss, Chris Nkunku and Osimhen, who will suit Arsenal since they are both experienced transfer compared with Arteta playing tactics. The thing is, Osimhen is a good poacher, right? He's a goal poacher. What Arsenal would do, more of what Arsenal would do for Osimhen than what Osimhen would do for Arsenal. So Osimhen right now, the reason why Osimhen is not scoring loads of goals at Napoli is that he runs too much. And I'll say that every day about him. Like, he runs too much, he walks too much, he goes too deep and comes, and he doesn't have a strike partner. At Arsenal, he will not need to run more than 35 to 40 yards. He will not need to run that much. That's how Arsenal set up their play for their top striker. So if he's closer to the goal, look at the game against, go back and look at the game against Satoma and Principe. People say, oh, they are walkover. People forget that this team played against Ghana. Ghana only beat them 3-0 or so, over 2 legs. This is one leg who scored 10 goals. This is the first time Osimhen, apart from under 17, this is the first time Osimhen is playing in the national team or playing any match in recent history where he was just within the perimeters of the 18-yard box, right? Because there was Terence Murphy, who's the strike partner, who had the responsibility of going back and coming forward. So Osimhen didn't need to track back, go to the center of the field, go and drag the ball and be coming. His job is just to say. That's why there was a lot of offside call on him as well, because of the way the team play. Once you get the ball, the reason they play it over the top, Osimhen is offside. Now, if you put Osimhen in such a position, Osimhen will score a lot of goals for you. And don't forget that our delivery from the wide area in the Super Eagles is not really perfect, even though against Satoma and Principe, we must say that it was nice, it was beautiful, the deliveries were good. But if you put Osimhen closer to the goal, he will score loads of goals for you, unless he gets injured. And it's not one person to leave for the injury and be scared. I mean, for that kind of injury he got, he's still jumping up, putting his head to very, very close contact. It tells you that he will score a lot of goals. Now, the thing with Nkunku is like a DJ Drogba or a miniature Jojo Pongue. Nkunku can do everything. I would say Nkunku is a better all-round player than Victor Osimhen. So if you have a team like the team he played for, that doesn't have all the qualities around him, yeah, that's the guy you need because he scores and he creates. That's the kind of guy you need. But if you already have, let's say you have a team that is full of quality midfielders, wide players already, Victor Osimhen is who you need because he would score plenty of goals for you. But if you put the two on the ground and say pick one, I'll pick Nkunku, Christopher Nkunku. And I know that a lot of people will misinterpret this thing I'm saying now, but you all know that I love Osimhen to the very bone marrow. But I'm just saying, if push comes to shove, that's the way it will be. But I think the way Arteta sets up would suit Osimhen more than Nkunku. That's just the way I say it. Nkunku's good is that it doesn't have all those tier tricks that Osimhen had. It's a lot more mature. Osimhen is a kid anyway. It's a lot more mature. He's seen the game more. It's more like a Drogba, a touch of Drogba and a touch of George Weah put together, with all that force, and it could really be a triple or a double threat to any opposition. But it depends on the team he goes to play. Okay. Here's the Patrick say, good morning, boss. Worst team in the league, MFM, against the hottest striker in the league, Juju, they worry MFM. Hey, now that Liverpool didn't win Champions League, you don't forget Liverpool now. MFM, you don't there. Olatunji Manuel say, Man United doesn't look like they want to sign anyone, even as you say they have the money. It's always they are interested in talks or admirers, never doing their transfer windows well. No, the reason that is, like I've explained before, is because they have a new coach. So the new coach, what Man United is doing now is, okay, we want to change our ways from what we used to do, where we just buy players and give to the coach, and then the coach have to live with it. Now they are trying to change. So let's also give them a little bit of respite. Let's not just shred them. Let's give them a little bit of respite and see how it goes. They want the coach to have a final say. First, the coach needs to come in and agree on the system he wants to play. They are also trying to do what Arsenal did. They need this coach to come in. That's why they signed Erik ten Hag. They need the coach to come in and look at that team that won the FA Youth League and say, okay, we have players here that we can transfer immediately, because this is a project coach. This is not a snatch and grab coach. This is not Carlo Ancelotti or Jose Mourinho. This is the kind of coach that you want to give 3, 4, 5 years to be on the job. Whether they will be patient, the class of 92, the demons in the media will be patient is another conversation entirely. But what they want is let him come first, have a first-hand experience of the team, welcome the players back to training, and see the players he wants to work with and the ones he doesn't want to work with. So that when they are letting players go or they're bringing in players, they know that, okay, these are done on the coach's recommendation. I think Manchester United people want to do something different. They want to do a new thing. They want to do their thing in a different way. They're trying to copy the Liverpool way, where the coach will have a say-so on all they do. I mean, it wasn't. We all know that it wasn't the coach that signed Cristiano Ronaldo. We all know that it wasn't the coach that signed Bruno Fernandes or Edison Cavani and the rest of them. The coach brought in the players I want, and then when Odion Igalo was there, we saw that was a coach man. But at the end of the day, the board, the management brought in who they want to bring in, and there was nothing the coach could do. So this time around, they are trying to change. Like, okay, that thing that we did have not worked. Let's try the other route. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. That's the way. I mean, I'm trying to be an analyst anyway. You give people the benefit of the doubt. You cannot say somebody's a failure when they've not even done anything. You wait for them. There is going to be a time where you will be able to analyze that and say, okay, this guy has failed. I know that you're accumulating all of the past experiences, but you need to understand that this is a new chapter in the book. The story might be different from what you've seen. This might just be the turning point in the story. It doesn't mean that Man United will win the league, but they can't be doing the same thing and be expecting different results. So they are trying to do something different. It's just that looking at other clubs signing and your club is not signing sometimes could be sickening, but you just have to be patient at this point. Lord Mayor says, Patrick MFN at my church, we go pray fire on a fire and they work. On a fire and they work. On a fire, be like all those fake fire for movie. Let it work on it. As a Patrick, he say, Lord Mayor, pray and not fit deliver that team. They can't win 3 games on the bounce. It's not possible. They are going. They are down already. It's not like they're going down. They are playing the lower league next season. Lord Mayor says, Patrick, we go try, but I love the team. I love their passion. I love them too. I thought that for the sake of Lagos, they should have stayed up. But I mean, you cannot wish success upon yourself. You have to work for it. You have to have a strategy. You have to be very, very strategic. You have to have a plan, put this together to get it to work. You don't wish for success. It's like I sit here and I'm just wishing we have a podcast. So you have to go out there and work. Okay, so it's the lack of work that's putting everything where they are now. Unfortunately, the cookies have crumbled and the house has fallen down. JK, he said Osimhen is good, but still has a lot to prove. Scoring against Satome is good, but not that impressive. That's your opinion anyway. I'm not going to jump on it. He scored against Chelsea. He scored against some big teams across the globe, but that's the one you choose to pick on. Well, I don't know what you mean, but if Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo score 4 goals against those teams, I will call them good. But well, I understand that's the way we are anyway. Our own never did good enough. Eze Patrick, he say Mascom United first 11 against Brighton will be admired. Admired strikers, prospective midfielders, and overhyped defender. Una go suffer. Hey, Jesus Christ. Liverpool fans just hate Man United for nothing. Well, that's how Man United fans hate Liverpool fans. So there's no wahala. Not me, I say, boss, how do you see Arteta playing Odegaard and Fabio Vieira together? Probably one of the defensive midfielder will have to sit. So it has to be Thomas Partey sitting at the base of the midfield, and then the 2 of them will be up there. It's done it before when he played Emily Rose Smith and Odegaard. So it's not like something new. That's the way we play. What he's trying to create, I know what he's trying to create. That thing you have where you have Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, right? So Vieira will now become the Bernardo Silva. They'll be running everywhere, going and coming, running rings around everybody. Then Odegaard will be the guy who is the pass master in the midfield. You can already see it. As I've tried it before with Santi Cazorla and Mesut Ozil. He also did it with Santi Cazorla, Mesut Ozil, Rosicky. He also did it Sami Nasri, Fabregas with Song at the base of the midfield. So this is something, it's not something new. It's not like, one revolutionary tactics that he's trying to do. This is something that has been there before. It's easy to walk. You can see it coming. You know that this is what this man is trying to do. Okay, so let me go to WhatsApp. Odunuyi Remy Lekun. This is going to be like one of the first time I'm seeing. Okay, no, it's not the first time. That's Emperor, okay? But he can't give me another name. He said, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I enjoyed every beat of the podcast. I will continue to watch and rewatch. See, the new one drops. Well done, sir. So much effort you put in for making this possible. I'm glad with the Vieira addition, though I would still love Arteta to bring in Telemans and a left back. They're working on it. This is coming from I don't know who's this person. This does look like Peter. I wonder if I'm not mistaken. Okay, this is Peter. I wonder. Okay, so he said Chelsea new owner Todd Boehly has granted more interviews in 1 month than Abramovich did in 19 years. Chelsea never entered one shows like this. So I think so. Can we talk about basketball? Okay, first up is Steph Curry's performance in game 4 that did it for me. Like after game 3, when they were trailing 2-1, from game 4, it was like not under my watch. The Celtic, you guys are going to go to Boston empty-handed. That was the moment they knew the F up. Okay, why did we take a lead? We shouldn't have. And that's exactly what happened. It's like, can we talk about basketball now? What's your take on Golden State Warriors winning the 4th championship in 8 years, considering that they are the first side to win a ring after having the worst performance 3 seasons prior? Where will you rate Steph Curry among the greats in NBA after being the first player in history to win MVP and Finals MVP unanimously? So there are so many sides to Steph Curry that will make you put him as one of the all-time greatest. But then, in the NBA, there are too many greats that you can still not put him on top of the food chain yet. There's still MJ there. There is Kobe Bryant. There is Abdul Karim Abdul-Jabbar. There is a whole lot of people. There is Magic Johnson. Flip side is I could put him in the top 5. There's LeBron James. I'll put him in the top 5 because, man, this guy perimeter shooting is on another level. There are things he can do that nobody else can do. Okay, but NBA rating is different to NBA rating. Peter is different, but I'll put him in the top 5 or at worst top 10 all-time greatest. That's where I can put him. Okay, this one is from Shuli, Shully, Shuli, right? Okay, Shuli says, hello, good morning, Mr. Idafe. I'm going to be asking something different from what everybody is talking about. I thought about it for a while. I saw your podcast yesterday night. It was beautiful. Nice one. Kept me company all through the night. I love it, even though I normally don't comment, but I thought I should say well done. So I'm going to ask you this question, and I need your honest answer, yes or no, and with explanation. If it is yes, it's okay. If it is no, you need to explain. If somebody comes in and say to you that I like what you're doing, we want to do a campaign, we want to do a project, and we need you to be the lead, but we're going to run it through Brilla FM. Would you be available to be the lead if money is not the problem? They're willing to pay anything you ask. Will you be willing to do it? Owing to the fact that lately, your tune about Brilla, you made me love Brilla, but your tune about Brilla have not been good. They must have done something that you don't like. But then, this is business. They're not permanent enemy, but just permanent interest. My name is Shuli. What do you think? The answer straight is no. Straight no, I won't do it. So my mom used to say a cool penny is better than a hot dollar, right? So not every money is your money. We should know that now. Like, I'm an adult now, so I'm not a kid anymore. And I don't think at this place I will beg for bread for the rest of my life anymore. So there are some things that you just look and say, no, okay, this is not for me, this is not for me. And no matter how aromatic, as scented the food is, if there is poison, there is poison. You can't go and eat the poison food just because you're very hungry. So for Brilla, it's the end of the road. There's never going to be a time where you will see me on that platform anymore. The only thing that I think is possible, if a company asks me to do a syndicated show for them, and they are going to do distribution themselves, that might happen. Because one day I was talking and I told my wife, that's a possibility. And the rate I'm going, I thought I thought I've reached the zenith. But I'm looking back, looking at the things that I've done in the last 5 years and where I am right now, I think I'm just even starting, and there's a whole lot. Now people are even calling me that they want me to start in movies. I'm not a movie person. I don't know how to act. But now I'm here. You just do a cameo appearance, just do a guest appearance, comedy shows. I've been invited. Some I just plainly turn them down because I don't want to go there and make a fool of myself. Oh, we have this script where people are talking football. We need your opinion. We just need you to just walk in and then just say, oh, this is not. I got this one because 250K. When I shift, I'm not ready for it. For Brilla, I don't think I would ever do that. And I agree when people never say never, blah, 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 blah. It's a love story. There is a difference between a sack and a deliberate witch hunt that is designed to destroy you. You've got to be very, very careful at somebody who sets a machine in motion to destroy you. You've got to be very, very careful. That's all I'm going to say, Shuli. It's not a discussion I like to have because Brilla, in the media space, Brilla made me. I'm not going to lie about that. Okay, I had my Al Jazeera stint, I did ITV, and the people who impacted me the most, I mean, forever, I will give credit to Temisa Nakomi, Dejomoto Ibo, what's it called? All of the guys that I work with at ITV, okay? But at the end of the day, they saw me because I was in Brilla. So, Brilla did a whole lot for me. I'm not going to say here and rubbish the station. I don't have a problem with the station. I have a problem with the owner. Yes, I can't put my life on the line, take a bullet for you, stand up for you. You sack me as your company, do that. But witch hunting me is evil. So I can't go there. I get emotional when I talk about it. When I talk about the owner, I'll be like, I get pissed, like really, really pissed. You don't do that to a human being. Even if you are Adolf Hitler, you don't do that. Even if you are God, if you think like you have all the powers, you don't do such things to people. So that money, I'm not gonna take. That money should rest. I will do on my own. I hope you understand, Shuli. Not be brag, not be arrogant, so, but I know they're hungry. I make in a month now what I make in a year in Brilla. So it's not like, oh, they're hungry, they suffer. No. If I suffer, I know they do podcasts. It costs a whole lot. That podcast that you see is a $50,000 project. So it's not like we just wake up from the bush and do it. It takes a whole lot, flying around, convincing people, paying people appearance fees, flying people from one country to another, one state to the other. But I mean, it's what life is. To get into a place where your name is written as executive producer, you should know that you are putting something there. So I don't think I want to go back to that. That's not going to work, please. Truly sorry, no best. Korode Timothy celebrated the correct man in sports. We appreciate your brilliance on the podcast. When are you dropping the Jesus Christ of Nazareth? Damn, this podcast just dropped less than 24 hours. Can we enjoy this first? It's not going to be a one-off. There's going to be plenty, but can we enjoy this? I'm not even thinking of, how do we make it get up to 1 million views? How do we get up to 10 million views? If you enjoyed it that much, share it with all of the friends you have and convince them based on what you saw, not based on what I tell you, but based on what you saw, what you heard. And then let's get the views up. I mean, the next one will drop. It's not meant to be just, oh my God. It's not meant to be a one episode thing. The next one will definitely drop. But let's enjoy it first. All right, I've got another message here. Hi, your favorite Swedish girl is here again. Diane, how you doing? My name is Diane, and I hope you already know that by now. I love the podcast. Saw it. It was beautiful. It was nice. Well put together. But why were you blushing every time you were talking to Sunday only? You fish. Yeah, fish. Diane, why are you looking for my trouble now? No more Jesse for you again. Why are you blushing every time you look at Sunday Lise when he's talking? And when you say Sunday Lise is your all-time greatest Nigerian player, what do you mean? Okay, so I was blushing because it cost a whole lot to bring Sunday Lise. To get Olise to even agree. That shot that you saw was there. If you look at, so the whole thing is beautiful. I don't even know how, because that play was a mess. That day I was sick. I was on medication, and it seemed like I was going to die. That place was cold, but I was sweating. Look at my face. I wasn't properly put together. Okay, just doing, and I wasn't even supposed to be on it. I was supposed to just be a producer behind the scene. The idea was to have Victor Kweba and Celestine Babayaro, but last minute they know that Victor Kweba and Sonny Lise had their own scuffles anyway. That's behind the scenes. So Victor Kweba wasn't going to be available, and then we moved on. And then I stepped in, and you look carefully. When you start seeing the other episode, the other shows, you will notice the difference. if you look carefully, I wasn't really up to it, like because I wasn't prepared for it. I was prepared to be a behind the scene person, but I just carried my clothes, just in case. So we planned to shoot in VI at the Pearl, Eco Atlantic. We already paid, we were set up there. And then Olise said, oh, he's at Sheraton. He's attached to Sheraton because when he played for the national team, that's where they were staying. If he wants to talk about the whole football team, he wants to be there. That it just gives him some kind of memories. We have to now unplug, pack up, and go there. And then when we got there, there was no space. And we managed to get the hall. If you listen where the sound is echoing, okay, it's not really tight the way we would have loved it, but we treated it. We did our best. And suddenly there is a guy that I loved. So as a football player, that's the kind of guy that I would love to have been playing in the midfield while I'm playing on the wide. And then I don't think there's anybody on his level. Look at the Super Eagles carefully. Before Olise and after Olise, you notice that the 10 years that the man played in the national team is the best time of Nigerian football ever. So there is a reason why. He played with one of the most talented players, one of the most naturally gifted players in the world, Austin Okocha. But yet, he had more assists as a deep line. For a player that doesn't cross the center of the field, he had more assists than him. So all of that puts him, he's a perfect football player for me. I don't see a flaw. I don't see, he comes to camp on time, he gets the job done, he's always an asset to the team, he's your go-to guy, he's got a leadership team in him. So just him, he's the kind of guy you want to have in your team, your first pick when you're picking your team. Don't worry, wait till some other episode drops. You would definitely love it, but guys, calm down. The other episode will come and you will love it. Timothy Korode, not a rush. Let me say, where can I watch the podcast? Now I didn't miss it. Okay, so search for Atlas on YouTube. Atlas, ATHLST. Just search for it on YouTube now. You see, that's the vehicle that carries that. Elevator TV is different, That's the vehicle that carries that. So you will see there where you watch it. Just watch it, drop your comment. Please, when you do watch, drop a comment. Tell us what you feel. Don't be forced to drop a comment that will please me. Just drop a comment based on what you saw, what you enjoyed, or what you did not enjoy. Minister TD, not Jakes, Ezekiel Israel, only you. Well done, boss. I'm really enjoying the vibe from you. Please, just continue doing what you know how to do best. God bless you richly. Much love, brother. Thank you very much. That's coming from a minister. True. Everything about it is ministerial. Right, we've come to the end of the show today. There is one. My name is James from Sri Lanka. Okay, there's a call. Wait, James, I'm coming. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning, bro.
From Alabama.
Okay, choose. Go ahead.
Okay, I just enter market. I tell you that you Arsenal capture of family together. It's so part of me.
No, I heard some of us knew what's going on.
Sorry?
Some of us knew the deal was going on.
What for me, without the for me. I didn't need something. You're talking about friends relating what about that vision in terms of the of continuing what I write back? That's it. What do you think about safety? And we heard that the current is doing now a topic to tell the barrier. What do you think about that? And you think to do with the new special thing after to get because now it's like it's time every year. You know about those competitions and play a person competition that keep into the year.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much on that one. Coming from you, I'm going to read this message before I go to the final part of the show, which is the transfer interest. I think that what he's got is Tomiyasu and Tierney, but he's still looking for a left full back. That's why they are looking for that left full back to come in. There's going to be William Saliba, which means that the team can evolve to a 3-5-2 formation, and most likely what Arteta would do a lot next season when William Saliba comes in will be playing a 3 at the back kind of system. So let's let all the players come in first before we decide. Cedric was a good deputy at some point. It's just that he's not dynamic. It's just very predictable. he had his own, brought in some crosses, helped the team to win some games. You could see he was serious. He wanted to be part of the team, and there's nothing anybody can do about that one. So let's wait till the transfers are completed, and then we'll see. Aditya Obama says Ulisa was a master in the midfield. Elegote, you have 100% correct. Long passes to Agawa was always exceptional. We have not had someone again with that kind of long pass that can turn defense into attack. Earlier that Tom say, it's not a Legbede, please, and it's a Legbede. In love with your dynamic presentation. Thank you very much. Let me say, boss, please spell the podcast. Okay, just type special delivery. Special delivery. That's all. But the channel, go to Atlas, ATHLST. ATH. Let me even type it on the comment section so you know. Just search for Atlas. Or let me share the link here. Why am I typing it when I can show you the link, and then you just go and watch from your just click on the link and click on this link, and then you would watch it as best as you can. So the link is underneath there. My comment is the one that I put there, so you can watch at any given time. Search for Atlas anyway. Atlas is ATHLST on YouTube, and you're good to go. Okay. Let me round up by giving you, those of you who are not on the Facebook and YouTube, at least you would be wondering why I not give you transfer rumors or gist today. Before I go, Arsenal are close to agreeing a deal for Manchester City and Brazil forward Gabriel Jesus. The good thing is the fact that the player have said he wants to play for Arsenal. He's ready. And Pep Guardiola looked at it. If I keep him, he will not play regular football. So let me send him to my former apprentice and give him a chance to continue in the way he wants to play. Tottenham are preparing a 90 million euro. Where did they get this money? Offer for Inter Milan striker Lautaro Martinez, but the 24-year-old Argentine international wants to stay with the Serie A side, who have no intention of selling him. Newcastle United are monitoring Burnley's England goalkeeper Nick Pope, 30. Liverpool remain interested in 18-year-old Borussia Dortmund and England midfielder Jude Bellingham. I don't think they will sign that player. AC Milan have become favourite ahead of Newcastle to sign Lille's Netherlands under 21. They should go and sign him. Manchester City are preparing to make a bid for Brighton and Spain left back Marc Cucurella, 23 years of age. Nottingham Forest manager Steve Cooper, who led the club to the Premier League last season, is close to signing a new contract at the club. Forest are also in talks to sign 26-year-old French centre-back Moussa Niakate from German club Mainz. Okay. Are interested in Manchester City 18-year-old Belgian midfielder Romeo Lavia. Okay, I hope they get that one. Southampton are set to announce the signing of Republic of Ireland goalkeeper Gavin Bazunu, 20, from Manchester City in a deal worth £15 million. Manchester City are making money off those academic players. People said it was a wrong move to have those academic players, but right now they are replicating what Chelsea did. Fulham and Wolves are both interested in signing Sporting Lisbon and Portugal defender João Palhinha, who is 26 years of age. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez says Manchester City's new Norwegian signing, Erling Haaland, 21, would not have started if the striker had moved to the Spanish side. So good. Thank God he's gone to Man City. Just poking fun at him, but I pray that Real Madrid and Man City will meet again in the Champions League so that this conversation will be revisited. England defender James Tarkowski, 29, has agreed to join Everton once his current deal at Burnley expires this summer. Juventus have changed their offer to Argentine winger Angel Di Maria, who is available on a free transfer following his departure from Paris Saint-Germain as they compete with year-old. France midfielder, it's the last one, Aurelio Tchouameni, has moved to Real Madrid from Monaco after the 22-year-old turned down a higher salary from Paris Saint-Germain and a request from Kylian Mbappe for him to join. Okay, Joseph from Sri Lanka says, I watched the podcast. It's lovely. I like it. I just hope that you get enough numbers of views so that this beautiful project will continue, and we hope that the subsequent ones will be just as good as this. We know that not everybody is Sunday Lisa, not everybody also will have Sunday Lisa's kind of story, but we just want to be able to get the stories from the horse's mouth. This vehicle that you guys have put on the road May it be well serviced, well taken care of. May you guys not run out of ideas. May you guys not run out of contact and network. And hopefully one day you will branch out to give us stories. Have George Oponguwe, you said, Anthony Yeboah, Abedi Ayupele, Rabamanja. I don't know. And the Egyptian magic midfielder, Abu Trika is what you want to write. Abu Trika as well. That one they don't describe as terrorists. Well, we will try our best. The special delivery is to tell the African sports stories. It's not just only in football anyway. We're starting with football right now because they're the ones that are readily available. I think when we're done with season one will bring you 13 episodes. We'll go into shooting again and shoot season 2 with another 13 episodes. But then I'm not going to promise season 2 now until we see the numbers of season 1. But hopefully, we're very hopeful. I mean, this is just coming out. We know that it will take some time for people to catch in on it. We also know that sports does not really excite people the way we think. That's why I say we don't have the sports culture in Nigeria. But eventually it will catch on. I think, in my opinion, I think that we've done a very good job. We put out a quality product out there. It will take some time to get in on people. Richard Treasure said, I read the letter by Kingsley Dale and it's a beauty. Akeres Caleb, say good morning, Elebata One. I am really loving this, your program. God continue to take you higher. Please, can you help analyze the possibility of Arsenal signing Gabriel Jesus and Victor Simetans? The Gabriel Jesus deal in the next maximum in the next 2 weeks. If it is not announced next week, it's almost done. Agreed to go. Man City have also agreed. Arsenal have also agreed that they will pay the amount of money that is asking. So it's not really an impossible ask anymore. Young Betango, they say after this program, I will go and watch it. Morning boss, good morning to you as well. So thank you to everybody who's been on the show with me from Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. You guys have been fantastic. You guys have been wonderful. You guys are the best a man can ask for. I don't think I should be asking for anything more. But Lacasti on Instagram, Emmanuel Legote, God bless you. What's your take on Jesus as the main striker? I don't think it's going to be the main striker anyway. Kalistus, well done. Say good morning, senior man. Good morning to you. I am Saiji. I do not think Arsenal will get Gabriel Jesus and Rafinha. Do you think Arsenal will get Gabriel Jesus and Rafinha? Gabriel Jesus almost done. Rafinha, maybe they will start talking about that one later. To be honest, my expectations for the coming season is low, especially after looking at the signing Spurs are making, and then Conte, where we should see, that Spurs naturally know how to self-implode. So you can't just be banking on that yet. You have to wait. This one is coming from Remy Loco. I say, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I enjoyed every bit of the podcast. I will continue to. Okay, you said that before on. Let's see. He said, I'm glad about the Vieira addition to the team. Nevertheless, I would love Arteta to get Telemans and then a left back. Me too. And then 2 strikers. 1 more striker after Gabriel Jesus. And then we're good. Cocklet_10 is saying, my boss. Good morning. Good morning to you. Sheyi Law. My guy. My guy's guy. Coach Ayere, I hail you. How's Dubai treating you? Oluwa Dare, he said, good morning, Legote. Do you think Arsenal will need Telemann, seeing that they have signed Vieira? Yes, they will need him because they are playing in 4 competitions: the league, Europa Cup, the FA Cup, and Carabao Cup. You don't need a league squad. You need a squad that is big enough that can be dynamic. Players will get injured along the line. You want to be able to have players that will use instead of postponing games. Okay, as for United in the market, I think they always take their time because selling clubs tends to increase cost when it comes to United. Yes, that's the way it is because they are rich. Everybody knows that they have money, so they want to extract as much money they can. Also, Amaka, I say for me, I believe Fabio Vieira is a backup for Saka, who can also play Odegaard position and battle Granit Xhaka. Okay, well done, boss. When Lukaku eventually leaves Chelsea, who do you think they should sign, considering we have had more failure than success in strikers? I really don't know. But I think Skamaka will be good for Chelsea. Skamaka is the kind of striker that you should go and sign. I was thinking that Chelsea would be the one in front of the line for Darwin Nunez, but they did not. I have Sir EJ said Saka needs a break. it was increasingly obvious watching him play for England. I agree with you on that one. Hey, Lafop, how you doing, bro? Thank you. And so Vicky say he does not know Elegbete is a principal man. Them say where we say good night, we don't return to say good day. Thank you very much on that one. Steve Oko, Elegbete, you made your mark at Brilla is in the past already. Kudos. Thank you very much for that. Some job offer decision is about job satisfaction, not about pay. If the environment is hostile or full of envy and jealous, you won't be comfortable in such environment. Thank you very much for understanding. Big Samoe to say Elegbete made me fall in love with Brilla FM. Man is good, big. It's too big to be walking under someone. I agree with you on that one too. All right, I gotta go now. Thank you very much. We spent extra 11 minutes on the show today. We're really having fun, right? Okay, Lord Mayor, it said network is bad. Okay, I don't know about that's on your side. Not my side. Network is very, very perfect. Yeah. My name is Edafe Mathieu. Second, you love to come in the Lego to Sports. It's been a good time today, Friday. Let's do this again on Monday. By the time we come on Monday, please, all of you should have at least seen the podcast. Drop your comments on the YouTube channel. Let us know what you do, what you think about it, and let's have some fun. And what we plan to do is that community of people that we are having on the comment section, we would eventually love to have you tell us who you think we should invite on the podcast for season 2. Give us a list of people you think we should. We'll cross-reference it with the people we have because you want to know their stories. There's also planned for us to invite maybe 1 or 2 persons to come join us on set to ask our guests every time we're having one. If we're shooting in Abuja, we'll fly you there. If you're not in Abuja, if you're shooting in Lagos, we'll bring you here. Wherever. If we're shooting outside of Lagos too, because we're already talking to Samuel Eto's people, we're already talking to George Wade's people. So whoever you want us, we're talking to Kalusha Boyer's people, Lucas Kadebe already, McFish, all of these big names in Africa. We're already talking to their people. Eventually, you know what, we'll get to go ahead. We would love to have some of you guys there, but you need to be part of the community now. And please, if you enjoy it, drop a comment and let's talk about it on Twitter. Let the whole world know what we're doing and how good it is. Thank you. God bless you and have for yourself a good day and a fabulous weekend. On Sunday, we are going to go pick up our first award. Yes, Elevator TV is going to be getting a very special award. So we're not nominated in a category where we might win or we might not. We're going to pick up a special award that we're going for on Sunday at the Lekki Coliseum. So if you want to see us there, you can join us too at the Lekki Coliseum on Sunday from 4 p.m. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.